Hi, I'm Amy, thank you for tuning in. I'm a little bit late bringing you the video talking about the books that I read in October, and I'm also going to tell you about the ones I'm planning to read for the rest of November. So October is usually my favourite month for reading, and I read loads of really spooky books and get into Halloween atmosphere. This year I managed to do a lot of fun Halloween things, but I also didn't get much time to do any reading. So I managed to read 3 books in between doing some real life events which were really fun and doing some Halloween events with my toddler. So I'll talk to you about the books that I've read first. First one I read, I'm having to heft it up in front of the camera, is Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I think this is my 3rd or 4th Junji Ito book I've read, and actually it is my favourite so far. So the ones I've read before have been compilations of short stories. Uzumaki is one continuous story, although there are some different storylines within it. And it is about a town that gets possessed by spirals. And it follows one main character and her boyfriend through the book. And I just found it incredibly creepy, so inventive. Like Junji Ito's books, I think that his way of storytelling just feels really fresh and different to what I'm used to reading. So this has definitely become a favourite. I think I'll read it again. It's not a really long read, even though it's huge. It's actually still quite a quick read because it's manga. So I would really recommend this book for Halloween reading or for reading at any time of year if you fancy something spooky. So next up, I just finished this book, and it is All These Bodies by Kendara Blake. Kendara Blake is one of my favourite authors, so I was really excited about this book and it didn't disappoint. So it's a murder mystery set in the 1950s. A young girl is found covered in blood, and the only person she will talk to about it is a teenage boy who is aspiring to be a journalist. So she tells him the story of what's happened to her, how she ended up covered in blood, and why she was surrounded by all these bodies when she was found. I found this book really surprising, and I thought that the plot was creative and I couldn't tell where it was going to go. It has a real feel, if you're into true crime, it's set in the 1950s and it has the feel of a true crime book that happened back at that time. I think part of that is because it is based in part on a true story, and I like that aspect of it, that it was written in a way that it didn't expect to give you all of the answers because it was written like something that has really happened. So another very clever, quite dark and very, very intriguing book by Kendara Blake. Kendara Blake has another book coming out next year, In Every Generation, which is a Buffy book. So I'm also really excited about that one. So the other book I read was on my Kindle, so I don't have a physical copy to show, and that was Autumn Crow by Cameron Chaney. And I didn't know what to expect with this book. I don't read that many short stories, but it was one of my favourite things I've read this year. It's set in a town called Autumn Crow where every day is like Halloween. And I think the reason I liked it so much is that it's a series of stories, also in the same place, some of them with threads between them. But I just like the fact that it covered all different types of horror. So some of the stories are very dark and creeping and really get under your skin. Some of them are quite fun and light, and some of them even made me laugh, which I always appreciate as a bit of a counterpoint to the horror. So I was really, really impressed with that book. It was so much fun, and I'm hoping to read Cameron Chaney's next book, which is due to come out soon. As soon as it comes out, I'm going to get hold of a copy. So I also started reading 2 books this month in my typical fashion. At the moment, I seem to read about 4 or 5 books at once. So there were 2 I didn't get a chance to finish, which were Loki, A Bad God's Guide to Being Good. I was sent by Walker Books last month, so thank you very much. This is written in a Diary of a Wimpy Kid style, where it's a diary with some absolutely fantastic, really comical illustrations. Like I said, I've just started reading it, but so far I'm really enjoying the humour. I love the idea of the premise that Loki has been sent to Earth and has to live as a human, so he isn't quite able to get up to the full extent of his normal godly mischief, and the voice is just very dry and humorous. The illustrations really add to the plot. So I'm excited about this series, and I'm excited to see where this particular story goes. Another book I started reading, really wanted to finish, but I just ran out of time, was A Single Thread of Moonlight by Laura Wood. Laura Wood is one of my favourite authors. She doesn't write the usual creepy things that I read, but she writes beautiful historical YA books. She writes amazing middle grade. The Vote for Effie series is a feminist book about standing up for yourself, and she's also written the Poppy Pin books, which are crime books for younger readers. But it's her YA that I love the most, and this one is a sort of loose retelling of Cinderella. It is a girl who is on a journey of revenge to avenge her father's death and find out what happened to him. and I really like the voice. It's quite different from some of Laura Wood's other narrators, and I think it's always great when authors change up the style a little bit, but it still has Laura's amazingly evocative sense of setting and time and place, and there's a romance which is, I think, about to get underway, and I'm really enjoying it. So a perfect read for autumn. It has a real autumnal feel to it, and I'm looking forward to finishing it this month. So after reading not many books in October, I've decided to give myself a bit of a big stack. I've got those 2 books to read, and then 4 more that I've decided I'm going to try to read. Now, I think I've had The Dead in the Dark by Courtney Gold on my TBR stack a couple of times. It's no reflection on the book that I haven't got to it. It's a reflection on me overdoing how much I think I can read in a month. So this one is another murder mystery. It's something that I'm really into reading at the moment, and I'll just read you the blurb. Something is wrong in Snakebite, Oregon. Teenagers are disappearing, some turning up dead, the weather isn't normal, and all fingers point to TV's most popular ghost hunters who've just come to town. Logan Ortiz Woodley, daughter of TV's Paraspectors, has never been to Snakebite before, but the moment she and her dads arrive, she starts to get the feeling that there's more than ghosts plaguing the town. Ashley Barton's boyfriend was the first teen to go missing, and she's felt his ghost following her ever since. Although everyone shuns the Ortiz Woodleys, the mysterious Logan may be the only person who can help Ashley get some answers. When Ashley and Logan team up to figure out who or what is haunting Snakebite, their investigation reveals truths about the town, their families, and themselves that neither of them is ready for. As the danger intensifies, they realise their growing feelings for each other could be a light in the darkness. That sounds so cool. A story about girls falling in love. It is obviously got this angle of, is it supernatural? Is it real? It sounds brilliant. Really hope that I get a chance to read it this month. Next, I'm going to get to 3 books that have been sent by publishers this month. The first one is Shadow Glass by Josh Winning. I've been meaning to pick up a book by Josh Winning for a while, and this one is being published next year by Titan Books. It sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm going to read the blurb so I don't spoil it. Jack Corman is failing at life. Jobless, jaded, and facing the threat of eviction, he's also reeling after the death of his father, one-time film director Bob Corman. Back in the 80s, Bob poured his heart and soul into the creation of his 1986 puppet fantasy, The Shadow Glass, but the film flopped on release and Bob was never the same again. In the wake of Bob's death, Jack returns to his decaying childhood home, where he's confronted with the impossible. The puppet heroes in The Shadow Glass are alive and they need his help. Tipped into a desperate quest to save the world from the more nefarious of his father's creations, Jack teams up with an excitable fanboy and a spiky studio exec to navigate the labyrinth of his father's legacy and ignite a Shadow Glass resurgence that could finally do Bob proud. I love 1980s films. I like the fact that this references a 1980s film that is actually real in the world of the book. And who doesn't love puppets that come to life? You can probably see behind me. One of my favourite episodes of Angel is one where Angel becomes a puppet, and I just find the idea of puppets in the real world hilarious. So I'm really, really excited to read Shadow Glass. Next up, a book I enjoyed that I read towards the end of last year that came out in January 2021 was The Girl Who by Andrina Cordani. And her follow-up book, I know it says sequel, but it is a standalone. Her follow-up book is called Dead Lucky, and this is a story where an online influencer is killed on screen and another influencer wants to figure out what's happening because she could be next. And it turns out that this boy has kept a lot of the secrets of influencers, so people are worried that these secrets may get out. I don't think I've read anything like that before. It sounds really fun. As a member of the online community, I'm always interested in how it will be conveyed in a book, so I think this one sounds really fun and very current. Another book I've been sent is The Hunting of Lee Harker by Darcy Coates. I've been told by lots of people that they think I'll enjoy Darcy Coates' books, so I think this is going to be the first of many for me. This one is about a woman called Lee Harker who thinks that something is haunting her, and I will read you the blurb in full because it sounds really creepy. Lee Harker's quiet suburban home was her sanctuary for more than a decade until things abruptly changed. Curtains open by themselves, radios turn off and on, and a dark figure looms in the shadows of her bedroom door at night, watching her, waiting for her to finally let her guard down enough to sleep. Pushed to her limits but unwilling to abandon her home, Lee struggles to find answers, but each step forced her towards something more terrifying than she ever imagined. A poisonous shadow seeps from the locked door beneath the stairs. The handle rattles through the night and fingernails scratch at the wood. Her home harbours dangerous secrets, and now that Lee is trapped within its walls, she fears she may never escape. I've really enjoyed watching series like The Haunting of Hill House, so I'm hoping that my first haunting books, I think, will be a success and I'll enjoy reading it. So that's it for the TBR pile this month. Just a few things to tell you. And lots of people have been getting in touch that they've been enjoying Killer YA Con events, so thank you to everyone who's watched them. They are all available on my channel now, and some of them are on the UK YA Books account as well, but I've ended up collecting the whole lot so you can watch the programme of events in full. Also at the end of this video there will be some clips from Bookshop Day, which was on the 9th of October. I did a little tour around northwest England and visited lots of lovely bookshops to sign copies of Mina and the Undead, so I hope you enjoyed that. And I also went to London for the first time in 2 years last week because it was my friend Mia Kujnia's launch of Midnight in Everwood, which is an absolutely beautiful book, perfect for this time of year. And it had a suitably beautiful launch where we all dressed up in cocktail dresses and ball gowns. So it was really fun, and I also managed to take some pictures when I was signing in bookshops around London. I'm also thinking about doing 2 readathons this month. If I get time, I will probably have to change my TBR pile up a little bit. So I thought I'd tell you a bit about them and link to them in the description in case you're interested in joining too. So Believathon is a middle grade readathon which has been organised by Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. It sounds really fun, so I'm hoping that I might be able to add at least 1 or 2 middle grade books to the stack. Whether I'll get through them or not is a different story. I think low-key will probably fit, so I might be able to see if I can meet some of the challenges that way. Evilathon is also being run by Kasha from Kasha's Book Sematary, and Kasha is a fantastic YouTuber who has a lot of brilliant horror content, so I'm going to try and check out Evilathon and see if I can join in some of those challenges. I've got a busy month of editing ahead. I'm hoping to get Mina and the Undead 2 to my editor at the end of November or beginning of December. So I will update you on how my reading's going through the month and hopefully get more time to read in December. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support I'm getting on my channel. I'm enjoying talking to people online about books, and I feel that it's really opening up the books that I'm reading as well, being involved in the YouTube community. So thank you so much, and I'll speak to you soon. Hi, so this is my first stop on my Bookshop Day tour of Northwest England at Waterstones Bolton, which holds a really dear place in my heart because it's the first Waterstones where I ever signed copies of Mina and the Undead. So I'm going to go in now and sign a few more copies. Hello, it's the second day of my reading vlog and I decided to do a little update on what I've been doing, the things I've been reading and the books I bought yesterday on Bookshop Day. So last night we stayed in the Travelodge in Chester after a fantastic day signing books, and we went around 4 different Waterstone shops in the end, and of course I bought some new reads. So the first one I picked up was The Monsters of Rookhaven, which is the current book of the month for Waterstones. And it sounds really creepy. I like the fact that it has got a haunted house setting. And I'm going to be doing a readathon next month, which is How to Train Your Gavin's readathon. I've decided I'm going to take part. And for that, the reading focus is middle grade. So I'm going to be reading this and some other creepy middle grade titles in November. So I'll read you the blurb to get an idea of this one. Mirabelle has always known she's a monster. When the magical glamour protecting her unusual family from the human world is torn, and an orphan brother and sister stumble upon Rookhaven, Mirabelle soon discovers that friendship can be found in the outside world. But the tear between the two worlds has let danger in, and as evil stalks Mirabelle and her family, it quickly becomes clear that the true monsters aren't necessarily the ones you can see. That sounds amazing. I'm really looking forward to reading that next month. I will try to resist reading it during October. Next up, I bought a picture book for my little boy called Gustavo the Shy Ghost. I don't know much about this apart from I've seen it around on Bookstagram, and I thought it might be a book that he would enjoy for the spooky season and that I would enjoy as well, let's be honest. Next, I bought him a Halloween sticker book, which again I am excited about doing, and we've already started having a look and the illustrations are just gorgeous. If there are any small people in your life that would like this, or any adults that would like it too, this is a really nice present for Halloween. And last up, a bargain that I found in Forbidden Planet. I really like these art of books for films that I like, and anybody who knows me or see my social media will know that I love Jason Momoa's films and I really like Jason Momoa. And this book was £2.50 in Forbidden Planet. So I decided I couldn't resist and I had to add this one to my collection. The artwork looks absolutely gorgeous, so I'm looking forward to having a look before the second Aquaman film comes out. So that's it for the book. I was quite restrained in my purchases. So I don't know whether anyone else does this, but some family members ask me to buy presents for myself and then they reimburse me for Christmas just to make sure that I get things that I want. So I decided to go for some Haunted Mansion stuff from the Disney shop. So I got this cool gargoyle necklace, which is going to be a present from somebody. And I got this jigsaw, which I'm really excited about. So if anybody's been on one of the Haunted Mansion rides, as you go into the ride, you see these paintings that look quite innocent, and then as they start to scroll, you see the darker things underneath. So I really like these. I like the fact it's individual jigsaws that I can do maybe in an evening as something quick and fun to do. So I'm really looking forward to doing that for Christmas. And the last Haunted Mansion thing I got, possibly my favourite, great big snuggly blanket in the Haunted Mansion print. So I think that'll be lovely for cuddling up with and for taking some cool photos too. Another thing I've got is a couple of unboxings. So this one, I think I know what it is. Hope it's something interesting. Oh, it is what I thought. Good. So I decided to order something from EMP. I've ordered a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise and clothes from there before, and I found something linked to Nightmare on Elm Street and can't find how it opens. So I thought it might be fun to show what I've got. And it's a Freddy Krueger jumper, but a Freddy Krueger jumper as a jumper dress. Oh, I like it. I really hope it fits me. I don't know whether you can see the full effect on camera. I will probably wear it in a future video so you can see how it looks if it fits me. Absolutely love it. Another thing that arrived this week, Georgia Bower's book, Mark of the Wicked, I really enjoyed. I reviewed the ebook in a previous video and I finally got to my hardcover copy. It's now available to buy in the UK. It came out in the US first. So I ordered this beautiful thing online and I had to get it because just look at that cover. It is set at Halloween. It's a book about a witch who has already come into her powers and she uses them for bad reasons rather than good ones. Quite often she basically uses them to benefit herself, and when people start being murdered, she is one of the suspects. So a really fun book for this time of year, and I had to get the physical copy for myself. Next up, I have what I hope is going to be a spooky unboxing and not something really boring. So I'll open it first, make sure it is what I think, and then tell you a little bit about it. what I get for trying to do an unboxing without a pair of scissors. So, if I can, oh it is, I can tell from the smell. So, I have started ordering things from a website that does eco-friendly products called, I think it's My Eco Friend, but I'm going to link in the description. So let me check. Oh, My Little Eco Shop, apologies, so I got the name wrong. And they did a Halloween box, so I'm going to show you some of the products that are in the box. There is something shaped like a pumpkin. I'm going to have to figure out what that is, some kind of sponge. There are a couple of mystery items in bags which are really fun. This one is definitely a bath bomb that smells absolutely amazing. And I like the fact that they do eco-friendly skincare products that don't have many ingredients, and they also do environmentally friendly kitchen things. So this is just a Brillo pad that's in a nice Halloweeny colour. There's a bag of reusable cotton pads, and these are charcoal ones, so I think that they have a bit of an exfoliating action on your skin. And then there is My Little Witch Fix Lavender and Witch Toner, Lavender and Witch Hazel Toner even, Lavender and Witch Toner. And I really like the sound of these scents. There's Pumpkin Spiced Latte Face Mask, which I will try out. And my first shampoo bar that I've tried for a while. I've had difficulty with shampoo bars before because my hair's so thick. I'm hoping that this one will get a good lather up, and because it smells like pumpkin, I'm even more excited. So I'm just going to see what is in. Oh, so there's a free wax melt in this little package. I do like a wax melt. I'm excited to see what this one is like. Oh, cute. It's a little witch's hat. And it smells sort of sweet and fruity, really nice. And the bath bomb. Really hard to open. Oh, that's beautiful. Not sure exactly what that fragrance is. It smells quite musk and vanilla-y, really pretty. I'm excited to use that. So I hope that was interesting. Just a little insight into some of the things that I've been buying recently. Thank you for watching.